Hi everyone, it's Teresa. I did a quick art journal page and I want to run you through the process. So if I'm in a rush, I always take a much smaller art journal. I play with something that is quick and easy. So this time I played with Gelatos. Any water-soluble medium is actually quick and easy. I used 5 colors. You actually don't need 5 colors. You can get away with 3. You need a light, a medium, and a dark. I played around with 5 different greens, and one was actually like a lemony yellow, and you can see when I started with the lemony yellow I actually didn't even know where to put it because I had so much color on the page already. What I love about the Gelatos is just scribble and go. Don't even get your fingers dirty. So I've sat down for this quick art journal page. I didn't even have clean water. You can see my water is dirty from a previous page that I was working on. I just wet the Gelatos and I really just scribble it all over the page. I'm not worried about some of the scribble lines being left. It gives some visual texture. I'm just trying to cover the page with a background. Then I decided to swish them together and I love the texture that it created. Then I decided to dry this texture just so that it sits for a little bit, and then I was thinking of lifting the color. I didn't have a baby wipe with me. A baby wipe would have worked a lot better. I did not want to get up from the chair. I wanted to do this quickly. So I just wet the tip of my paper towel and it worked. It picked up the gelato and made a beautiful visual texture. And then I decided to add some color. Now normally this would have worked better with a sponge or a wet wipe, but I again just used my wet paper towel, and here I'm just cleaning the stencil on the background and it's again leaving beautiful texture. Now I need to set this if I want to work on top of this. Gelatos need to be heat set properly if you want to work on top of them, so you need to heat them up quite a bit, but don't burn your page. Okay, then another very quick way to get a page done is to have die cuts. If you don't have a book like this but you have like scrapbooking die cuts or sticker sets or something like that you can use that. Or if you have the time to fussy cut something from a printable, that's all good too. Just anything that can come together very quickly. So I'm working with the Art by Marlene, one of the Art by Marlene booklets. I actually don't know even which one. And I love the red flowers because now, just thinking color wise, red is the complementary of green, so that's why the red would look lovely on the green background. So you'll see the background was very, very easy, quick. I did not fuss with it. And then when I was going through the die cuts, I literally just grabbed whatever tickled my fancy. And now I'm just going to play around with the placement. I already have a sentiment here. You can always do a sentiment by using other stickers or letters cut from a magazine. I just played around here with my die cuts to make a little like a cluster. Now remember that if you add die cuts like this on a page, you need them all to be touching each other so that they look like a cohesive unit. Now the reason why I cut this one is so that I can place it over the fold. It's better to cut it and then glue it over the fold. It's easier for your book to close and your die cut won't pop off at a later stage. So anything that goes over the middle of the page. Now this only is necessary when you are working in a book where you're actually working over the spine. So it's not necessary if you're working on a single page. Again, just playing around, placing them, gluing them down, making sure each one is sort of in the position I had them the first time round. I always sometimes even change while I'm gluing them down. I can even change my mind and move them around. Then I'm going to stick the sentiment, and then the important thing is to add that little bit of finishing touches to make sure that your focal points stand out from the background. Here I cut the piece that goes over the fold. Again, you'll see I cut that little tiny piece off and I glue it back on. Okay, so now you need some shadowing. This is a pot of flowers. It needs to stand. I grabbed the brown. I grabbed the black. I actually wanted the brown, and that's fine. I wasn't phased. I was trying to do this quickly. So you need to ground this. So now it needs to look like it's standing on something like a table or the ground or something. So that's why I did a really nice dark background to ground this, and then I take that same brown and I just go lightly around the edges to push the background back a little bit and just make them, the cluster just stand out that little bit more. Now the only reason you're able to blend on top of this gelatos without re-blending the bottom is because I heat set this gelato. If you did not heat set this gelato, you are just going to blend that green and brown into each other and the bottom color is going to re-wet. So it's very important to heat set your gelato if you want to layer your gelatos in this way. Then I wanted some splatters just to finish it off. I grabbed a white gelato. I didn't want to get up off my chair. Okay, so I grabbed the lid of the gelato box to actually mix it in. And then I looked at my water and was like, okay, this is not going to work, but it's okay. I don't want to get up off the chair. So while I'm mixing this, I'm seeing this color is not going to turn out great. So I grabbed my water bottle. I tried it, you'll see just now, I tried splattering it, but it was a great big mess. Plus the gelato was a little bit too translucent, so the splatters didn't work. So I wiped that off, quickly jumped off my chair and grabbed my white acrylic paint. Now the reason why I said quickly jumped off my chair is because I wanted to finish this as quickly as possible without having to get up from my chair. Luckily my acrylic paints are set up in a way that I can just grab and go. So there's the whole page. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you try doing a quick page.